Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. Here's your Monday Minute. All right, this episode is for those of you who have been interested on the topic of attachment. I invited Dr. Mark Mayfield back here to give us a little bit more info about the types of attachment that we can experience in our lives.
So there's like 4, and I think we see a lot of the maladaptive ones as counselors.
Sure.
But there's disorganized, anxious, avoidant, and then secure. Anxious and avoidant, I think you can kind of speak for themselves. An anxious attachment individuals trying to control everything, really hypervigilant about their relationships and about life, almost kind of hyperactive in that sense. Avoidant, when things get tough, they get going. I think is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
And then disorganized is kind of just that hybrid of both, where it's they might be anxious one moment, disorganized another, or not disorganized, avoidant. Other times. Where a secure attachment might have aspects of those because we live in a fluid life in that it's not, different circumstances might pop up that create different responses.
Yeah.
But basically a secure attachment is that we have a secure base, and that secure base was our caregivers, our family growing up. And then now as adults, we have kind of what that felt like internally to come back to if we don't have that person. And so it's interesting to really take stock of our own lives, and I feel like after my, working through my anxious attachment styles, being able to come back to that secure base, realizing that I have maybe tendencies when things get crazy or hard to go back to that anxious spot, but I know what secure feels like. And that's the beauty of counseling, that's the beauty of working through these things, is that they can be redeemed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is such an important topic for us to learn about ourselves, because I think it can explain so much about our relationships, but then it can also empower us to then pursue a more secure attachment, which we then get to offer that to other people. Because not only did we need secure attachments from our caregivers as children, but now we are bases for other people to then learn about attachment also. And so when we model secure attachment to our friends, coworkers, family members, we are offering them the opportunity to heal as well. And so I think it's really, really beautiful, not only for our own healing, but the way that we can pass it on to other people as well. So, all right, friends, that's what you get to do this week. I want you to look at your relationships, see if you can identify when things get hard, what do I do? Do I push in? Do I control things? Do I bounce? Do I mix it up depending on who the person is and why? Or am I willing to kind of hunker down and connect in without needing to control? Because those are some of the easiest times to really identify what type of attachment we have, is when things get really hard. So take note of not only family members, but friends and coworkers also, as I think it can those are all really different relationships that can help us to better understand where we're at with our attachment. So take note of that, see what you notice. We are again going to touch on this a bit more as I think it gets even more complex, but it's also really important to learn about where we're attached as adults, because then we can know how to move forward. So friends, get yourselves to Friday, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.